There's something about evidence. It doesn't cry, it doesn't beg, it simply exists, still, silent, and waiting. Almost as if the truth inside it has been patient, just waiting for you to catch up. That photograph didn't scream, but it spoke more loudly than anything I'd heard in months. There they were, Amara, Uncle Jide, that nurse from the hospital, all seated at the same table, all laughing, like nothing ever happened. But I couldn't stop staring at the photo, not just because of who was in it, but because of what each person had once meant to me. Family, support, love, and now, just shadows I didn't recognize anymore. The very next day, I called Amara. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse her. I simply said, "Let's have lunch, my treat." She came, of course. Her lipstick was too red, her laughter too loud, her eyes scanned too much, always pretending, always performing. We sat at a quiet bistro in Lekki. She ordered pepper soup and dodo. I ordered tea. She smiled as if nothing had changed. "Finally," she said. "We haven't done this in ages." I smiled back. "I've been reflecting. Remember the pregnancy?" She blinked, swallowed a little too quickly. "Of course. That was a tough time." I kept my voice calm. "Do you remember the herbs you brought me?" There was a pause, then a small laugh. Nami give you now, from Mama Zainab. Why?" I looked at her, steady, unshaken. "What if I told you those herbs weren't just for strength?" She froze. "What if I told you someone paid you to give me something else? Something that could harm me or the baby?" Her smile faded, but she didn't drop the act. "Eliana, are you okay?" she asked, tilting her head. "You sound paranoid." I leaned in slightly. "I received a photo, Amara. You, Uncle Jide, and the nurse from the hospital, sitting at the same table." She didn't deny it. She didn't ask to see it. She didn't even look surprised. She just stood up suddenly. "I have to go," she said. "Call me when you're back to yourself." Then she walked off in a hurry, but left her phone on the table, unlocked. I didn't plan to look, but I did. And one message caught my eye, a chat from someone saved as Sir AJ. It read, "She's getting too close. Discredit her if she pushes further." Discredit me? So they weren't just covering up what happened in the past. They were preparing to destroy me again. I placed her phone back on the table gently, stood up, and left without a word. That night, I didn't cry. I opened my laptop, created a folder titled The Fourth Thread, and inside, I dropped every piece of evidence I had. The photo of the necklace that returned to me. My hospital visit summary. The group photo of Amara, Uncle Jide, and the nurse, a screenshot of that message from Sir AJ. If they wanted to discredit me, they'd have to bury the whole archive. Because now, I wasn't just remembering, I was documenting. I once thought I understood what they did, but now I was beginning to see the why. Adedayo's inheritance, Uncle Jide's reputation, Amara's greed. This wasn't just betrayal, it was a plan. And me, I was the casualty. But I won't be again. The first message came 2 days later. Private number. No subject. Just a single sentence. "Meet me, Parkside Clinic, back entrance, midnight." I didn't know who sent it, but something in my chest told me not to ignore it. I arrived early, too early. The street was quiet except for the occasional keke buzzing past. The back gate creaked open by itself. A torchlight blinked twice from inside. I followed. Inside was dim, just a faint bulb in the corridor, and there she was, the nurse, the one from my scan. Her face was older than I remembered, tired, but not unkind. "You remember me?" she asked. I nodded. "I remember you," she said. Quiet, too quiet. She handed me a folder. "Your original hospital report," she said. "I kept a copy. I wasn't supposed to." My hands trembled as I opened it. There it was. Scan image, blood work, notes. All of it showed one thing. My womb was fine. The baby was fine, until the day I lost it. I looked up. Why now? She hesitated. I've kept quiet for years. They threatened me, paid me. But last week, someone followed my daughter from school. I think they were trying to scare me, remind me to stay quiet. She took a deep breath. But they've crossed the line, and I'm tired of covering for wickedness. Then she said something I wasn't expecting. Eliana, it wasn't just Amara and the uncle. Someone else wanted you out of that family. A woman. Important. Powerful. I blinked. Who? She hesitated again. I don't know her name, but she's the one who gave the herbs to Amara. She came in wearing full lace and perfume stronger than truth. She told me, this girl cannot remain in this bloodline. Handle it. I stood there frozen. Another layer, another enemy, and I didn't even know her face. As I turned to leave, she stopped me. Be careful, she said. They don't just bury truth, they erase it. That night I added the file to my folder, the fourth thread confirmed truth, and beneath it I typed a single line. They didn't just want me gone, they wanted me forgotten. But I wasn't going anywhere. Not this time. I was going to make them remember. They say mothers protect, but some protect their own silence, not their children. After the folder from the nurse, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling until the sun broke through the curtain, until the weight in my chest grew too loud to ignore. I needed to see her, not Amara, not Adedayo, her, the woman who raised me with one hand and held a knife in the other. I arrived unannounced. She was seated outside, fanning herself with a church program. Eliana, she said, startled. You didn't call. I didn't need permission. She shifted in her chair. Sit. You want food? I stayed standing. You knew, I said. Didn't you? She blinked. Know what? You knew what they were doing to me, what Amara did, what Uncle Jide did. You knew, and you stayed silent. She didn't answer at first. Then her eyes dropped. For the first time in years, she looked tired, human. I warned them, she whispered. I told them not to touch you, that it would come back to haunt them. I stepped closer. So you knew, she nodded slowly. I thought I was protecting you, she said. They said if you left quietly, they would leave you alone, that you'd find peace. Peace? I laughed. You call silence peace? She looked away. You were always the strong one. I thought you'd survive it better than they would. I froze. That's what they always said, isn't it? She's strong. She'll survive. Let's break her bones. She'll walk anyway. I clenched my jaw. Who was the woman? I asked. The one who gave the herbs to Amara. Her lips pressed tight. I don't know her name, she said, but I saw her once. At a women's society event, expensive lace, foreign accent, she came to speak to Jide. She paid them. She gave something, in a gold envelope. I felt dizzy. This wasn't just family drama anymore. It was politics, legacy, power. She said you were a threat, my stepmother added, eyes distant. That if you stayed, you'd destroy everything Adedayo was being prepared for. I stared at her. And you agreed? Her voice cracked. I didn't fight hard enough. I stood in silence for a long moment, then turned to leave. She called after me. Eliana, I stopped. Whatever you're planning, don't push too far. These people, they don't just destroy lives, they erase them. I didn't respond, not with words. I walked away. But in my mind, I wrote one more name into the folder. The woman in lace. Whoever she was, she wasn't finished. And neither was I.